Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. It's Friday, and my pals Ricky and Scott are joining me today. And today is one of those virtual vacation type shows. We're heading down to Walt Disney World and talking about 10-minute strolls, not running, but just getting out and taking a quick stroll to enjoy the environments around Walt Disney World. Where could you go for a stroll just to take in the beauty of Walt Disney World? And we're talking about places in the theme parks, both also at the resorts. Some places are covered where you could walk while it's raining or while the weather's not perfect and just maybe walk with a cup of coffee first thing in the morning. Maybe take your child if they're having a moment and you got to get away from the crowds, or you just want to have some time to yourself. 10-minute strolls all around Walt Disney World on today's show. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you proudly by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, even Adventures by Disney vacation for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. Couldn't do it without your support. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2746 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're getting ready for a rockin' weekend. We are glad you're joining us to get the weekend started just a bit early for a mini virtual vacation down to our favorite place, Walt Disney World. So joining me today, we have the All-Star Squad assembled again yet here, and let's get this show rolling. We're going to take that trip right now to Walt Disney World. Scotty G joining us from Must See Adventures over on YouTube. Scott, how are things up in East Lansing as the kids are arriving for another awesome year back in East Lansing? What's up?
It's getting crowded. Like it's a madhouse here. It really is. But yeah, the All-Star Squad, and this got me thinking back to Wednesday's episode. We had that great questioner where someone was asking about the lightning lanes and they were staying at the All-Star resorts, and they were asking about a snack. And I was going to ask you two this: does the All-Star movie still have that secret menu? Do you know? Remember, like there was a time where like you could like look through like the 3D finder and like see the secret
I don't think
menu?
they do. I think that went away a long
Which
time
bums
ago.
me out because like I never did that.
Yeah, I know.
I wish I
Yeah,
would have
I
done that
think-
because
I
like
think
they
that
had like
went
some
away.
crazy food. Did you ever do that, Mike? Like the crazy?
I did
like,
not
3D finder
because
menu?
if you're not staying at movies or the All-Star resorts in general, which is nice
It's
to
hard
stay
to
at the
get
All-Stars, like, you know, you can get to all three really easy, but if you're not staying there, it is kind of a pain to get there. Yeah, but I would have.
Yeah.
I totally would have made the effort. I should have gone over there.
They should bring it back. They should bring maybe it's gonna come back now that we're talking about it. But
And we
Yeah.
always have listeners, you know, getting over there. So if it is, or if you're staying there soon, let us know. Ask. We need to know
Yeah.
because it could still
we
be.
need to know
it's a
it.
secret.
It
It's a
was at
secret.
All-Star Movies, so let us know. Is the 3D secret menu still there? With the Be Our Guest podcast needs to know.
What
But
was-
happy Friday, happy weekend. Yeah, the students are flooding East Lansing once again. Our population has grown back to 50,000.
What was on? Now you got me flustered. Like, what was on that menu? Was there something good, or was it a
I
secret?
mean, they had a bacon mac and cheese dog, a crazy cheeseburger that was on a cinnamon roll as the bun.
Oh, dude, you're speaking my love
I mean, it was
language.
basically like a minor league like ball.
Yes,
park.
dude,
That's kind of what it was.
That's why you go to minor league ball games. I remember
Yeah.
like, so in St. Louis, we had a team. So we had two independent league teams. So that's like below that's below rookie ball. Like they're not even rookie ball, right? They're just barely above college. We had the River City Rascals, which played in my town, or like the next town over, O'Fallon, which I'm in St. Peter's, 10 minutes from my house. Loved them. There's still like another team now. They're not the Rascals anymore though. But then we had a team called the Gateway Grizzlies over right across the river. That's where I went and had this great day. So I got two balls in one day. Two, like, I don't know if I think they were home runs because we were sitting in right field. So I got two balls. I have a picture from it. But better than getting two balls in one day at a ballpark, I ate two burgers they were cheeseburgers that were served with Krispy Kremes as the buns. Yes,
That's insane.
This was back in my days where I was trying to kill myself, actively trying to kill myself. I don't even
That's
know.
crazy.
I probably sweat the whole way because I was driving my Jeep, sweat the whole way home from
I bet you did.
Sauget, Illinois. Yeah,
that's so well. But Rob in the chat is saying it went away with the pandemic, the secret menu. So
That's
maybe
what I thought.
hopefully it comes back. We're 5 years removed from that now, so hopefully it'll make a comeback because that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Remember, and I know we're about to introduce Ricky and you got a topic, but I'm just reminiscing here. I'm sorry, Mike, that I do this, but remember like when Pecos Bill had the crazy nacho platter too? Do you remember that thing?
Yeah.
That
Where
was
you could like
crazy.
order like nachos for like 10 people or something.
Yes.
That thing was nuts.
But I mean, that's the stuff that you know, like what do they say in the Sandlot? Heroes never die, like legends never die.
Legends
like these
are
things,
remembered,
like,
but heroes never
yes,
die.
like secret menu items never they never die. Like they just go on forever. Anyway, Ricky, you're joining us also from down in Georgia, and we're talking about all these secret menu. What's your all-time like favorite crazy thing Walt Disney World's ever put out there? Like, do you have some like? I'm trying to think like what, because they've put some crazy like items out, like snacks, foods. I'm trying to think like if I have a favorite.
Crazy.
Like they have that mozzarella stick that's like could be used for like a yard marker in football.
I
want
to try that so bad. I'm not gonna lie. And they also it's the corn dog place that's at Boardwalk or
that's what I'm talking about. Like that thing because
I almost ordered it, but it was like 110 degrees when we were staying there.
That's kind of why I haven't done it.
And I saw a kid eating one, and it was stretching. I mean, they could have used that thing for a yard marker in an NFL game when the kid was stretching it. I'm like, there is no way I'm putting that thing in my body. No,
I would get it. I would get that for sure. But yeah, I don't usually like go for the crazy thing. That's not usually my deal. So, yeah.
I love crazy.
I do too. I go for the crazy all the time. I mean, I'm, like I am crazy. I'm married to the crazy. I'm gonna be in trouble for saying that, but she knows.
Yes, you are.
She doesn't.
It's Friday. It's okay.
She doesn't listen to the show. There's no way she's listening to episode 2746 at random. I'm pretty safe. If she gets this far in, God bless her. All right, so let's talk. She knows we love each other. I mean, I'm nuts. All right, so let's talk about strolling around Walt Disney World. So we're not talking running. We're not talking about the best running pass. We're not doing that. We're talking about going for a stroll with your cup of joe. First thing in the morning, sunrise stroll. Sometimes if you're a parent, your kid's going nuts, you got to escape. You just got to take your baby or your kid, maybe your 17-year-old sometimes, and just like, look, we got to take a walk. You're embarrassing everybody. Got to stroll. You know what? Sometimes Pam has to take me. Look, we got to take a walk. You're embarrassing us. Sometimes you just got to get away from the madness of Walt Disney World and just take a stroll. Or sometimes just because you need to have just to enjoy that you're on vacation, the beauty of the place. So I'm talking about the way I thought about this afternoon before the shows, 10-minute strolls. Like not you're trying to go walk 9 miles. A 10-minute stroll just to get yourself like mentally in a good place, like and just to take it all in. So when I give you an idea of a 10-minute stroll with a cup of coffee, with nothing, just to enjoy it, Scott, where do you go first thing? Anywhere on property? Where's a good 10-minute stroll?
When you said this topic, like I heavily leaned on resorts. All the resorts I went straight to the resorts because I will often say, starting off your day at a resort before like the resort wakes up before the madness starts is what I always say is like one of my favorite things to do. It's so calm, it's peaceful. You hear the birds chirping, and one of my favorite places to do that is my home resort, Old Key West. I just love it because it's got that neighborhood feel. Like sometimes you see other people walking, you're like, "Howdy, neighbor, how are you doing this morning?" And I'll take the cup of coffee. It's funny. I normally don't drink coffee, but I will on vacation. It's so weird.
It is weird.
I don't know why I do it, but my girls drink coffee every day, but I only do it on vacation. It's so weird. But I will take my coffee and I'll walk around. And I think Mike and Ricky, why I like it too, is because I got the golf course view too. Like I love seeing the golf course. Like I love seeing the maintenance guys out there putting the flag sticks in for the day, you know, and all that stuff. It's just, it is so great. Sometimes I'll stretch that 10-minute walk to maybe 15. I'll walk up to the lobby. I'll see like the flagpole up there, which I love, with like the American flag with the Old Key West flag. They got this beautiful flower pot up there. You see the Sassagoula River looking still because no boats have gone on it. It's just, it's so peaceful for me, and it just gives me a great start to the day. It's just a great 10-minute stroll.
And those nautical flags at Old Key West on that flagpole too. Like,
yes,
you know, I
so
love
the whole flagpole setup right there is just so great. It hits me every time in the morning.
That's a great, and this is why I love one of these shows, because mentally, like, hopefully this is for our listeners today. Like, if you're running on the treadmill or, you know, taking the dog for a walk, you can picture these things. If you've been there before, like, oh, I remember walking past, you know, you see to your left the gurgling suitcase sign, and then you walk, you know, 20 more strides, you're going past the community hall. Then you make it down to the, you know, to the rec area where the pickleball courts are now.
And what's fun about these walks too is like you discover things too, like especially if it's not a resort you stay at often. So if you keep going where you're saying there, Mike, like you kind of go past this like water splash area, and then you hit like this little theater area, like where they kind of do the campfire, and then you keep walking, you'll find a dedicated tree to the DVC members. Like I know you spent a lot of time in Old Key West too.
I
so
do.
you
I
walk
love
around
that
this path,
resort.
like,
yeah.
And it's just so cool, right? Like there's just this tree planted for like, I think it was like for the 25th anniversary of DVC members. Like it's just like right there, just like planted right there. You just discover like cool things at these resorts, and I just love that when I do my morning daily strolls.
That's a good 10-minute stroll. Ricky, give us a 10-minute stroll. Where are you going to go on property?
We just did this. So we were staying at Saratoga Springs, and it is a great resort to just walk around and enjoy, again, a cup of coffee, kind of wake up a little bit, go grab some breakfast. They have some great options of places that you can grab at the resort. Or if you are so inclined, you can take the walk over to Disney Springs and grab breakfast over there too. We had a fantastic breakfast brunch at Raglan Road, actually. So highly suggest that brunch. It was really, really good. Some of the best, I really wasn't expecting much with this, but they were the best potatoes I've ever had, because they had this delicious like garlic aioli. Oh my gosh, I am seriously dreaming about this aioli and the potatoes. They were so good. So
I've heard about this brunch. Like Jason in the Discord always talks about the Raglan Road brunch. I never heard of it until
we got
recently.
the bruleed French toast. Brian and I kind of.
That's what he gets.
Yes.
Oh,
so Scott's gonna, from Wednesday, Scott's gonna set up his little kiosks about a hoop-de-doo, and Jason's gonna be adjacent with the Raglan Road brunch.
I'll join him with the Raglan Road one, because the brunch there is stellar. I'm not gonna lie. So that's a total sidetrack of this topic right here. But yeah, I would highly suggest going and getting brunch at Raglan Road if you are so inclined, because it was really, really good. So get the bruleed French or whatever, the French toast that they have. And then get the breakfast potatoes. I promise you will not regret it. But yeah, I just walking around Saratoga Springs is just so like peaceful. And you can walk along the water. You've got the view of Disney Springs on one side. You've got the, you know, fountain going in the middle. It's a great resort to walk around. So I'm gonna very much suggest that morning coffee walk around Saratoga Springs.
So 2 resorts going to make my list of 10-minute strolls. The first one's peaceful, because you guys are kind of talking peaceful, and first thing in the morning. And this one is Riverside. I love Riverside, and it's just same thing. Kind of Scott mentioned, it's that old Key West feel. And so typically, like, we always picked, and I haven't stayed at Riverside probably in 5 years, but we did always pick staying in the Royal Guest Rooms because of Mallory loved those. And also you get a great location when you pick those. You're like dead center in the resort because they're like in the preferred area. And so we'd stay there. But what I would do is take a right in my favorite, like first thing in the morning walk. Because again, before the boats start running, the Sassagoula is glass. I mean, it is just a reflection, and it's great for taking pictures right as the sun rises. But walk through Alligator Bayou, And there's something about going through Alligator Bayou in the morning and going through that part of the resort, like not going towards French Quarter, the opposite way from the mansions. And I don't know what it is for why I love Spanish moss hanging off the trees, but I love Spanish moss. And it just feels so rustic walking like that into the resort. And I like walking from the mansions down through Alligator Bayou and then coming out the backside to the old mill or whatever it's called, where the food court is, and seeing the paddle wheel going around when it works, and seeing the water flow through it, and walking on that boardwalk, and then exploring, getting breakfast for the family or what have you. But that's my 10-minute like sunrise walk. If I'm gonna snag some quick breakfast foods for the girls, but that is vacation for me right there, because Riverside is, I always say it's like walking through a postcard at sunrise. It is gorgeous and peaceful.
So good.
That's peaceful. That's what I like. All right, so let's go some more 10-minute walks for folks. Scott, what else you got?
I love you and Liz always talk about the Spanish moss. Like you two,
I love it. I don't know why, but it screams like the southeastern United States, but it screams Disney to me.
And what's funny, we all picked a resort, and we all picked a resort on the Sassagoula River.
This is true. Yeah, that's funny.
That's true. Yeah, there's something about it. There's something, and there's something about water at Disney destinations. Yeah.
So we started with the morning. I'm going to go to night now. I'm going to go to the evening here, and I'm going to a theme park. So like you might be like, well, you're going to find your 10-minute stroll at night in a theme park. Like, isn't that where the chaos kind of is? But like, and it can be. But I'm holding back here. I'm holding back, and I'm at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and I'm just sitting on a bench on Sunset Boulevard, and I'm waiting for everyone to go watch Fantasmic, because that's what people do. They're all going to fill the Hollywood Amphitheater. They're all going to watch the incredible nighttime show Fantasmic, because it's running tonight, because Jason is in there, and they're all going to get seated. They're all going to enjoy the show, but that's going to empty out Sunset, and that's where I'm going to start my stroll. I'm going to start at the end of it by Hollywood, by the tower. And I'm just going to take my time listening to that great, like 40s big band music. I'm going to see all the neon lights. Maybe it's going to be a little romantic. Maybe I'm going to take Liz's hand, and maybe I'm going to hold her hand or put my arm around her. And we're just going to walk down the street with the neon and the music. There we go. Yeah. I like it, Mike. But yeah, and I'm gonna make this a 10-minute stroll, because we're going to walk really slow.
There you go. Yeah, for sure.
But I just feel like that park is so great at night, and I think it's romantic at night, especially that section on Sunset. But I mean, once we get to Hollywood Boulevard, it might get a little bit busier, but I feel like that everyone's over there is at Fantasmic, so we might run into some crowd, but maybe we'll just keep going straight and go towards like Echo Lake as the park is like emptying out, and we're just going to kind of make that our own little romantic walk through the lights of Hollywood Studios, and just like kind of have a relaxing evening before we leave the park. To
kind of counter that, you could do another option, and you could walk while everybody's going toward Fantasmic. You could walk around Toy Story Land, and then walk back around Star Wars, and then come out back around that way. So around the park that way. So if you kind of depends on which way you want to go with it, but I feel like everybody's going to head down toward Fantasmic. So I feel like you got the run of the park at that point too, which is really great. You really
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. I feel like I have an opportunity to have, because all the attractions are going to be closed. So people are either in line, or people are exiting, or they're at Fantasmic. So I feel like I'm going to have an opportunity to have some peace and quiet in a theme park, which is unbelievable. Right?
I will say the path I'm talking about, they probably will close off at the close of park. So maybe not. Maybe do that a little bit earlier than park close, when the park's just about, maybe a half an hour before park closes. Take that loop. But yeah, that would be a great option, I feel like.
And I will say with this, plus at Christmas time at the studio.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh, because Christmas is like, especially when we're talking about Echo Lake, like with those decorations and the background loop changes to the retro Christmas music.
I like that.
Man.
Yeah, and you just take it slow and dark, and I just love that. I just love that walk. I think it's a great 10-minute stroll.
I love this because like visually, like if you're like these kind of shows that I enjoy. I mean, because you do a podcast because you enjoy, like you try to create what you would like to hear. This is my kind of show, seriously, because I love like visualizing these kind of things at my favorite place. Ricky, what do you got? Give us another 10-minute stroll.
I mean, I'll kind of go with something similar then. So it's the end of the night, and you've just watched Luminous, and I mean, you could go the quick way around to get to, back to the front of the park. or you can take the leisurely stroll all the way around, baby. Yeah, I've done this before for sure. So especially if maybe you say, I'm posted up in Norway, or I totally
Post
went
it
with
up.
it.
There you
Yes.
go. It's been 2 shows in a row. It's
Or
a thing.
China.
Oops, that's too loud.
There we go. Or China or something like that. And I, instead of going the easy way and going back around to Mexico, I'm going to go my way around to Canada, baby. Or vice versa. If I'm like in the UK, I'm going to go back around to Mexico. So yes, that's the way I'm going to go, because I feel like that way I get the amazing music, because they do, I believe, still play the music at the end of the night. It's not my favorite, but it's still good. I'm here for it. And you get that long leisurely walk around the lagoon, and it's kind of romantic, and it's kind of nice and quiet because everybody else has already made their way to the front of the park. So I'm gonna go with kind of moseying my way out at the end of the night.
I like that. I knew somebody was going to take
Can't argue
one.
that.
I mean,
That's a good 10-minute stroll.
Everybody's gonna
That's a
grab
good
that one.
10-minute stroll.
That's a power walking 10-minute if you're going to do the whole thing, but I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, it could probably be a little
It's
bit longer
20-minute
than 10
stroll.
minutes.
I mean, you
Yeah,
don't
it's
have to go the
20-minute
whole
stroll.
way. We don't have, there's no finish line in these things.
That's right.
We're not judging. Okay, so mine is I'm going back to the morning because I had 2 morning ones I was going to do. So I'm going to give this one because this one has a whole different vibe to it. This one is again another resort that's coming alive in the morning, and I think it is just amazing in the morning. And it's Pop Century Hourglass Lake.
Yeah.
I love going there. Like as the sun's coming up, people are like getting ready for the day, and the Skyliner's like coming online, and people are getting in line for the Skyliner. Now this one is not peaceful though. Like this one, it gets me like. There's a lot of feelings happening for me. This one, I'll be honest, I'm usually getting my run in. But this could be a great 10-minute stroll if you weren't running, because the whole thing is like, I love seeing everybody. I like seeing the other guests. Now this, like the one I was doing for Riverside is like just me by myself, solitary, totally just taking it in, like me and the environment. This is kind of like, it's like man versus environment kind of thing where they talk about like different kind of conflict. This is me versus like the other guests, like me taking in, and it's not versus, but it's like me like seeing the other guests. And it's like a lot of people are getting in line for the Skyliner. A lot of people are going towards buses. A lot of people are going to the food court. Like it's the hustle and bustle. Again, I talk about Pop Century being like full of energy. Like there's a kineticism to Pop. Like there's so much motion. And you got the signs you can read as you walk around on the Pop side or the art side, whatever side you want to be on around Hourglass Lake. And Hourglass Lake is beautiful. And for some reason, I always see hot air balloons at sunrise when I'm walking around Pop, maybe because it's like flatter over there and you can see the sky better. But, yeah, I just always wonder, like, okay, what is the day unfolding for like this family and that family? Like, obviously they're probably going to the studios or Epcot if they're getting on the Skyliner, but are they going to, maybe these girls are dressed up like as princesses? Are they going to Akershus? Cause like, you can see the excitement. It's tangible in all these families' days. And like, you just hope, like, is this day, how's this family going to look tonight at 9:00? Because like for experienced Disney goers like us, like the day's so full of potential at 7:30. But, I've been there with my 2 daughters and my wife and myself, and like, the best laid plans can unravel by 11:30 in the morning, and you hope that doesn't happen, but you got to roll with the punches. But I just wonder, like, okay, that family's heading to the food court, like for breakfast. And is this their first time ever going to the Magic Kingdom today to see Mickey Mouse? And you see like grandparents, they're like 85 years old. Is this their first time going to the Magic Kingdom? How remarkable is that? And maybe they've come all the way from South America or Europe. And I don't know, like my whole thing is when I'm strolling around a place like Pop Century with so many people going so many different ways, I'm one of those people that's always trying to write a backstory for everybody. Like, what is their story? That's just how my brain works. Scott, you're nodding. I mean, do you kind of do that at a place like
all
Pop?
the time? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to put that on my list too. I just love the morning stroll there too. Like there's not much more I can add to that. I think that's a fantastic one to the list.
It's just, but I mean, like when I'll tell you to tell you the truth though, like when I'm on my run and like I'm trying to finish like a longer ish run, like I start to like, I get anxious because I'm like, everybody's getting ahead of me. Like the line to the Skyliner is
no.
getting longer, and like everybody else is already showered and dressed and they've had their breakfast and they're getting ready to get on the bus. And like, I'm still like finishing 2 more miles and I got to get a shower and I still haven't had breakfast. And I start getting anxious. Like I'm behind the 8 ball here. Like it makes me anxious. Like, but I mean, I'm enjoying it, but that's why a 10-minute stroll would be way better than a, 12-mile run. But you know,
It would be.
that's my stupid brain. All right. So Scotty, give us another one. What you got?
All right. Well, I'm trying to be kind of funny on this one because that's what I always do. So you said you teased on Wednesday's show something about covering or rain. And I'm trying to think like I was talking to Ricky. I like what am I gonna do for rain? So I have it. And I'm going to a resort and we always joke about the Animal Kingdom Lodge having long hallways.
Facts. Yes,
So-
good answer. Good answer.
So say like I'm a guy like you, Mike, and like I love my morning walks, right? That is how I like to start my day. But I wake up and it's pouring outside. It's raining, and I'm at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. How am I supposed to get my steps in? Well, you walk you walk the hallways of Animal
Yes.
Kingdom Lodge, and you're definitely going to get your 10 minutes in, your 20 minutes easily. But what's great about it is that Animal Kingdom Lodge has these huge windows as you walk through, and you're going to get these great sights of the animals out on the savannah. So you'll walk through there, or you can go downstairs to the 3rd level, and then you can look at the artwork. You can smell Boma as you get excited. There's just so many like public areas that you can walk and zigzag with. I think you can get a great 10 to 15, 20-minute walk just inside the Animal Kingdom Lodge to kickstart your morning as well.
That's a great idea. I call those little like kind of pods, I call them like elbows because it's kind of like a little joint where like 2 hallways meet, but kind of make a churn in the hall. So like the little elbows with the little overlooks and the, like little seats.
I love them. And you kind of need them sometimes. They usually have like a chair.
Yeah,
or
there's like a
something
little
there too
like
sometimes.
rest area, like a little couch or kind of mini couch kind of area to rest and take in the views. But that's a great, especially on like a rainy summer day, if you want to get just get up and stretch your legs and get your like you said, a lot of us are trying to fill those circles on our Apple Watch. That's a great
I thought that's
option.
good too. Like if you have like a meltdown, if a kid is having a tantrum, like I don't want to bother the other guests necessarily, but it could be good just to get them out of the room and walk. And like you would say, hey, if you don't have a savannah room, right? You're like, hey, go look at that animal right there. I think that's a good way to get a nice walk for the kid too.
Yeah, look at the tiger eating the deer out there on the savannah. If you stop crying, quit crying. No, that's it.
Quit crying.
Yeah, quit crying. Diane has a great suggestion before we go to Ricky here. She said, we did a lovely golden hour stroll last month from the Riviera to Caribbean Beach while we waited for our Topolino's reservation. Gorgeous sunset pics. Yes, and I'll say bonus with that, because I've done sunrise runs around Caribbean Beach and the Riv. I'll tell you what. The reflection it gets back to water. Like we're all about the water. This is like it's one of those things like you don't realize it till you're like 30 minutes into a show and like, oh my gosh, there was a theme that we didn't even think about. But also the kinetic motion of the Skyliner buckets like moving across there. It makes it like you didn't think about that, but man, they added so much to like the view there at Caribbean Beach and Riv. That's a great one. All right, Ricky, what you got?
So I am going to go to the Magic Kingdom. And I know what you're thinking. This is the busiest park. Where are you going in the Magic Kingdom, right? Well, there is that pathway from Tomorrowland to Storybook Circus, and it is not very often used. It is very peaceful. The train kind of runs through there, the train still runs through there. I was trying to think. I know that they kind of are doing shuttle mode with the train right now, but that's the path it's going, so that's good. And so you get to see the train, and you get to hear the whistle, and that's kind of, there's something special about that. And then of course you've got it's kind of, you get to walk through that new area where you've got the Tron coming over, and you've got there's a tunnel there now, I think, and it's just a really great little walk. And they used to do for Halloween, they used to do trick-or-treat trails there. I think they've stopped doing it. I don't know if they'll be doing it again this year, but it's just a really nice, peaceful walk, and it's a great little spot and when you get back to Storybook Circus, again, there's some great quiet spots back there too if you need just a little more time or whatever to just kind of be. But it's a fantastic walk, and of course you can do it the opposite direction too. But that's gonna be my next one.
I'm glad we got one in a theme park too. That's a great one.
Yeah,
At night,
it's
too.
one that, like I said, not a lot of people walk that way. and it's kind of hidden in a weird way because not a lot of people know it exists. It's not along the beaten path. So it's definitely one that people kind of avoid and don't really go down.
I like it. All right, here's one that again, going back to the resorts, because again, I think the resorts have kind of the great ones. But this is one where you can go on a rainy afternoon. Okay, so picture like a rainy summer afternoon. You just want to take one. The kid needs one. The kid's napping. Whatever. You just need a little peacefulness in your world. Even if you're at the Magic Kingdom, take a boat over to Wilderness Lodge. So Wilderness Lodge, if you don't know, it is covered all the way from the main lodge all the way down to the bus stops. Now it's kind of cool because what you could do is like if you had a kid in a stroller or you just want to take it easy, you can like, walk the lodge and kind of like Animal Kingdom Lodge because they're set up similarly. You could, there's not as much to see at the lodge, but you could walk from the lobby of the lodge, which is awesome, but you can go out near the Mercantile and just walk. There's like a little hill down past the DVC area and just it's all covered all the way down. And it's probably maybe an eighth of a mile down to where the bus stops are, but it's all covered. So if the weather's nicer, I'll be honest, I love like walking under covered things like that, like during a good thunderstorm in Florida. I'm a weather nut, so I'm kind of weird like that. So I'd love to like just kind of walk down there and kind of take it in because I'm not getting wet, but I'm enjoying like the whole atmosphere of the thunderstorm because I'm kind of safe. And just, like a kid, if they're sleeping in the stroller, you can kind of take that in and just, but you could also go back up to the lodge and go shop in the store, get some, go to Roaring Fork if you want to get a snack inside, safe and sound, and just explore the lodge, sit in those comfortable chairs, go by the fireplace in the cooler times of the year. But that'd be a nice little 10-minute stroll, I would say, over at Wilderness Lodge. Covered.
I like that.
All right, what else you got? Scotty G, let's go one more round.
All right, I'm saving this one because I'm surprised no one took it. So it's one of my.
I'm worried that you're going to take mine now.
No, I think it's a great one. It's one of my morning peaceful ones. Every time I stay here, and I stay here a lot, I always have to do a morning walk here. And I just love it because there's so many different paths you can take. It's not like Hourglass Lake where you can go one way or go the other. It's not like the Epcot resorts where you can just keep going like the same loop. And I'm talking about Coronado Springs, where you have all the different bridges that intersect. You can just take all these different paths. And I just love walking that in the morning. I can't tell you. I go to my Google Photos. I probably have 500 to 1,000 photos of morning walks at Coronado because of like the tower and like random flowers that I just like get up close shots of, like
the cactus back in the ranchos.
Yes,
there's so many.
Exactly. And the fountain, because the fountains are going off like over by Casitas. Like I just love seeing the sunrise over there too. It's so great. And I'll wake up kind of early for these walks around Coronado. And I just love when I won't even listen to the headphones either. I won't put the earbuds on. I'll just listen to the sounds, and I just love it. And what's great is like I know when the Disney background loops start at these resorts. It starts at 7 a.m.
Yep.
And if you're right by a speaker, like you just all of a sudden hear like this soft like Mexican like guitar music just start, man, and it just like feels like I've been out here and now the resort is officially like awakening for the day, and it just like gives me goosebumps when I just hear that that strumming like
yeah, exactly.
Like it's like, oh yeah, okay, the day has officially begun now here at Coronado, like, and I was a part of it, and it's so good. But I just love like the different options you can take with the bridges now. Like it's not just like this one big loop. You can like make these like new like kind of cool paths on your own. It's just the best place to walk, I think, in the morning. And I just love those strolls. I mean, you could do it in the middle of the day, at night too. I know Jason's talking about golden hour at Coronado is another great spot to do it too. It's just an awesome resort to do a stroll.
Yeah, it is. It's gotten immensely better with the bridges. Like when they put in 3 bridges out on
it changed it, right?
Oh man, it did. It made it way more accessible, like for the ranchos and stuff. But I mean, it made the resort so much better. It just made it just easier to get around, and it gave it more life. I love it. And it makes me think of Mr. Marrero, who runs the Coronado fan page. You're probably part of that, right? On Facebook.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I love that because he does a good job of keeping up with that and people posting questions and stuff. I love that. All right, Ricky, give us one more 10-minute stroll around Walt Disney World.
All right, I have a great one, and I really was worried that Scott was going to go with this one, and
I'm just too nice of a guy. Yeah,
I'm really thankful that you didn't. I'm actually going to go to Disney's Animal Kingdom. And I'm going to go around the trails around Disney's Animal Kingdom, specifically around the Tree of Life. There are some great trails that are there. They all kind of interconnect with each other. And you can see, you know, some of them have animals on them, some of them don't, but you have the incredible views of around the Tree of Life. Again, some of them are water views, which are fantastic, but the tree is just so spectacular. And there are so many unique views that you can get by walking on these trails, and you get to see the awe and inspiringness of this tree and the animals that they've created into the bark of it. And it's really a great little walk. It's a great stroll around. Again, you can do it, grab that morning cup of coffee and just kind of stroll around there before it gets too hot. It's a great time to do that. Or, you know, the park isn't open in the evening. I wish it was. If it was, that would be a great time to, you know, do it too. But, you know, just taking that stroll around and really taking in the Tree of Life is going to be so serene and perfect. And again, not a lot of people go on these trails because they don't know they exist. They're not really hidden, but you know, they're kind of hidden in plain sight, to be perfectly honest. Everybody's going to the attractions, you know, they're trying to hit up Kilimanjaro safaris, or, you know, go on that last ride of dinosaur or whatever. So I definitely think that the Tree of Life Trails is going to be something that you would very much enjoy. And it's incredibly peaceful and relaxing.
Well, kind of along those lines, to wrap up the show, is that somebody that's new to all this, you know, on their first couple of trips out of Walt Disney World, the idea of what we're talking about here is insanity, right? Because
yes, correct.
You're trying to get everything in. You don't want to take the time to walk around Animal Kingdom Lodge to get your steps in, to see the artistic displays, because there's like a headdress. You can learn all about the cultural impacts of that, why it's there. See the animals, you know, walk around and enjoy a thunderstorm at Wilderness Lodge, you know, take in the, you know, why am I not going to Fantasmic to see this amazing production at the studios, and instead walk slowly down Sunset Boulevard and take in a background loop, you know, and see the neon. But I think that's what's neat about Walt Disney World is, as you kind of go there more and more times, you find a balance. Like, there is a night to see Fantasmic, you know, it's an amazing show, but there's also a night to, you know, not see Fantasmic. And while, you know, 99% of the park is in the theater, man, it's a treat to get to see the park in a very different way, where it's almost just you and the music and the lights. And
that's kind of like you on the cruise ship sometimes.
Yeah.
With the See You Real Soon.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Like, everyone's like in the theater show or something, and then you just go to the top deck and just have it all to yourself. It's like,
that's true.
oh man.
But I think, you know, sometimes everybody's trying to find like the right, you know, and I'm putting this in air quotes, like the right answer to every situation at the Disney destinations, right? Like, you know, you ask a question like, what should I do? Like, what's, you know, seeking out the right answer. And I don't think there is a right answer. Sometimes if you do what everybody else doesn't, you found the hack, you know, because you come back like, oh my gosh, I made this big mistake. Everybody else was doing this and I did that. You know what, it can be so enjoyable by that accidental, you know, discovery. And I think don't be scared. Try it sometime, because it turns out great. So I love these guys. Thanks for the great tips, and hopefully some people try these out, and we'll get some more on Sunday night's live call-in show, because we haven't gotten even close to them all. All right, so we're going to jump out of here. Wish you a great weekend. Don't forget, our podcast is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, even Adventures by Disney Vacation for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the all-stars that keep us on the air. I cannot thank you enough for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this weekend. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can give us all a follow on the social media. I'm at BeOurGuestMike on X.com, Instagram, and Threads. You can grab Scott's information and give him a follow as well at EpScott, EPSCOT. Ricky is in those places at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. But here's where you can follow those two on their other places. So Scott has Must See Adventures. You got to like and subscribe. Scott, what's happening on the channel over the weekend?
Yeah, we're close. We're close to closing out our Hawaii series. If you want to learn more about the North Shore, shrimp trucks, food trucks, beaches, we got all that stuff. Plus, this weekend we should be posting a video about Kualoa Ranch, where the
Nice.
movies are filmed. You know, Jurassic Park, 51st
Sweet.
Dates, Lost, all that fun stuff. So, I do a what are those things like the ATVs? Is that what those
Oh,
things
Yeah,
are
yeah,
called?
yeah. The buggies.
And I wore a white shirt for that.
I
Oh
saw
no, that was
It's gonna be
bad.
it's gonna be quite humorous. So
Yeah.
go check that out this weekend. You'll get some good laughs out of that. Like and subscribe for more content.
Dirty Scott hashtag Dirty Scotty G, but not
Yeah,
like that.
Dirty Scotty G for sure. Yeah.
There you go. And Ricky, what is happening on your channels this weekend as well?
So we've got the kickoff of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and we are going to tell you how to have the best experience. So we're going to give you tips and tricks on attending the party, you know, where to go to see the parade, where to go to see the fireworks, where to go to get the best treats, where to go for everything. It's a great party, my favorite. And so we're excited to kind of dive into that and really kind of help people plan their Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party event this year, because you know tickets are starting to sell out. So if you want to go, now's the time to get those, because now once the information starts hitting, you know, once the influencers start going to the party tonight, you're gonna start seeing people be like, oh no, I didn't book my Not So Scary tickets and now it's sold out. So you don't want to be that person. So our guide will help you with that. So book your tickets now.
So like and subscribe there. And I would say my Halloween costume this year would be to be an excellent detective.
Nice.
If you watch Big Brother, you know.
Oh, I
Just
haven't
saying.
seen it yet.
Yes. Be an excellent detective looking like
Got it.
Columbo. I'm watching it
I love
right
Columbo.
now as I record. Columbo. Yes. One more thing. Yes. So do that. And don't forget one other thing. I would love it if you would like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the Be Our Guest podcast this weekend, because it helps us out too. And it's youtube.com/Be Our Guest podcast. And there's always bonus content that doesn't make the audio podcast, especially on Sunday nights shows, because we talk stuff before and after the shows, especially after. So just if you ever want extra content, it's there. So check it out. All right, we're getting out of here. We'll be with you on Sunday night for the live call-in show. That's at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Join us for that. Give us a call. We love talking Disney with you. And 24/7, the show never ends at the Clubhouse. It's our free Discord server for everybody. It's the friendliest place for Disney fans on the internet. Come over and join us right now. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right, we're out of here. Wishing you a great weekend. So for Scott and Ricky, I'm Mike. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.